poppin', Cougs? Welcome back to another episode of Coug on the Clock. We're on Zoom this time because we're on spring break. We're out in the studio. But you know what? I thought it'd be still fun to have an episode and see all the boys and we'll talk about sports. Today we have Matti with us.
Hey.
There it is, Matti. We have Gunnar Miller.
Yes, sir.
There we go. And we have Hunter down with us.
What is up, guys? Twitch.tv/HSnets here, and we're back on Coug on the Clock.
All right. Today we're talking about NFL Free Agency, WSU Basketball, and what was it on? Oh, MLB Baseball. So with that, let's get into the show. First topic, we have WSU Basketball. Men and women are both, on their own paths at the moment. So the floor is open, guys. What's going on?
Well, I mean, since, Monty's shoving face, I'll go first. NIT tournament basically consisted of like a team against a very scrappy Santa Clara team. Ty Roberts led the game in points as, it just seemed like he couldn't miss any threes. We did struggle in that game, so we have to definitely play better cleanup basketball against SMU, which will probably be the next round in SMU in the NIT tournament if we want to go to Madison Square Garden. But ultimately, I think we played good. We just need to get our bigs more involved. And then when it comes to women's basketball, they're an 8 seed for a reason. So they just got to play like it. I have a lot of faith in our team. Johanna, Charlize, Crystal, all great scorers. Along with Ula Matuga, it's exciting to see how far our women's team has come. And I really hope we can win the first round and hopefully, play in the second round at Bridgeport.
Yeah, I would like to point in, last time I was on Coug on the Clock, I kind of said that there was no chance that the women's team made it to the tournament. So I'm wrong on that one. I will gladly be wrong in that. To be fair, they were coming off of like a 53-point loss. I was right to kind of assume that, I guess. Somebody's phone is ringing. It's not mine.
My bad, guys.
And I don't know. I just wanted, last night our men's team looked legit, though, I think. Granted, it was against Santa Clara with student body population of 9,000. Not a whole lot of people going to that school, but still, we looked like a complete team last night for the most part.
So I was there. I was getting in players' heads. It was very fun. I love doing that. Anyway, I was giving it was number 14, Keyshawn Justice, had 0 points, and we were giving him hell. It was great. Anyway, there was one point where I think number 4, I don't know any of their names. Number 4, he went up and tried to dunk on, I think, Deshaun Jackson. It was on a fast break. He went up and he tried to poster Deshaun Jackson, this little dude trying to dunk on him. And he got hurt, and I'm really sorry he got hurt. But what did he expect was going to happen? Because he's maybe 6 feet tall trying to dunk on a 6'7" dude. I don't understand what he thought was going to happen.
It's called heart. He had heart. You got to respect the heart, the grind.
Yeah, but he lost it.
He's got to try to score on him.
Good. He thought he could. He tried.
Respect.
Did he know? Anyway, then there was another guy, number 24.
Also named Williams, number 24.
Yes, I think either Jalen or Jaden Williams. He wasn't playing terribly, but I was getting in his head. He had a little dangly thing off his hair, and it was really dumb, and I told him he should cut it. Also, one of the refs looked like Bruce Willis. And before game, I told it to him, and he told me that he was going to throw me out. And I said, no, because that's a compliment. And then I gave him hell about being Bruce Willis for the rest of the game.
Nice. All right.
Contribution.
All right.
All right. We also have to notice that the NIT, the men's NIT is definitely a more important bracket than the 64-team bracket of March Madness.
Yeah.
100%. NIT is more important. Madison Square Garden or regions in Spokane.
You get to go to Louisiana or you get to go to the Madison Square Garden.
Bro, we have a better record than most. We have a better postseason record than most of those NCAA tournament teams. So
that's what I'm saying.
What's the men's? What's going on with the women's? Women's are in the tournament. Do we know?
The women's team was there. What?
Do we know the first game, the first matchup?
Kansas State, right?
Yeah, Kansas State and the 9th seed in the
Kansas State
region.
Kansas State.
Gotcha. Now, what's your guys' predictions on that game?
I mean, we all have to say that it's gonna be
Gonna win.
WSU win, right? Like this wouldn't be Wazzu Sports Network if we were rooting against the Cougs, unless it's
I
that
learned
one
that
time
early.
that they got blown out by 53 points.
But like, it's very possible that
That's other.
they could possibly lose, but like, we have such a better team than last year that I think we could honestly get past the first round this year, and I have a lot of hope for that. Just looking at the roster compared to last year's team, so it's exciting to see, honestly.
I think the main thing is the sisters, the New Zealand sisters, need to really show up this game. And
Buddy, are you eating just straight cheese?
Have you not noticed?
Yeah, I didn't know it was just straight cheese though.
I got another.
That's the time we have for this topic. Next topic. Let's get into some MLB baseball. Gunnar, I know you want to talk about this. Let's get started. MLB baseball. The lockout is over. Free agency has started. Spring ball is coming up. So, what's going on with MLB baseball?
Well, I mean, the real question is what's not going on with MLB baseball? It seems like the trade deadline has been the most crazy it's been in the past decade, I'd say, with like all these all-star players. You got Jesse Winker and Suarez going to the Mariners and making one of their rosters the most complete it's been since their 20-year drought first started at that 116 game winning season in 2001. It's just very exciting to see like teams like, the Mariners starting to grow, the Blue Jays just landed. I believe, I'm trying to remember the name. I actually don't remember the name, but there's just a lot going on in free agency.
He plays baseball, right?
Yeah. But like Matt Olson going to the Braves, so Freddie Freeman's probably going to be a Dodger or a Yankee in the coming weeks. Just depends. Just so much is going on, and baseball is back. Screw the owners for making the lockout go longer than it should have. But I'm glad a deal has been coming out, so we're just all excited about baseball coming out.
Didn't Tatis just break his wrist?
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah, in a motorcycle accident.
Motorcycle accident?
Yeah, the Padres are actually they were threatening for a little bit to get rid of his contract because of how like a boneheaded decision that was, but he promised he wouldn't do it again by selling his motorcycles actually. So that's pretty interesting.
Selling his motorcycles for more money so he can go buy more motorcycles in the future.
Yeah, I guess so.
Turnover. The Giants signed Rodon, right?
Yeah, the Giants signed Rodon. The Cubs actually just signed the next Japanese prospect out of Suzuki, who is supposed to be, not as good as Ohtani, but still up there in terms of upside. It is a risk to get him, but the Cubs are willing to risk that because of how much cap space they have. So that should be an interesting move. I know a lot of teams in the West were looking to get him, such as the Angels to pair him with Ohtani, and the Mariners to, have another Ichiro Suzuki on their team. But the Cubs should be definitely interested in a Japanese prospect because of how good they've been doing the past decade.
And then Rizzo just re-signed with the Yankees.
Yep. So I guess I was wrong when I said Freeman could go to the Yankees, but I think he's going to be a Dodger because the Yankees have their first baseman for the next 2 years. And so MLB free agency is crazy. If you look at Twitter, it's happening like every hour.
Yeah. I'm sitting around. I'm getting constant updates from NFL and MLB. I know more about the NFL, so like I see a lot of names and I see a lot on Twitter, a lot of reactions. Like, oh wow, that was a great. We could have.
Yeah, I'm the same way where I'm like an M's fan and then nothing else. So like those two guys that the M's got from the Reds, apparently they're really good. I just don't watch enough baseball to know if they're good or not.
No, I watched their like highlights, and they're definitely like. I mean, Winkler's the lefty outfield bat that we've needed for about 4 years, and now that we have that, we finally completed our roster, and we can move Lewis to DH, which is very important because he's coming off injury. So if we have Lewis at that DH, just focus on his hitting, and Winkler in the outfield paired with Kelnick and Haniger, I think we're
Kelnick or Klenick?
Kelnick.
It's Kelnick.
I thought it was Klenick for the longest time.
Marty, what are you playing today?
Yeah, right. You playing PlayStation?
I won a PlayStation.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Alex was not happy about that.
Whatever.
About winning a PlayStation?
About you winning a PlayStation. Anyways, Gunnar. So then, what are your predictions for this year's postseason for the MLB?
One thing I think two teams are coming out to the AL postseason that did not go last year, which I think number one ultimately is the Blue Jays, who, they had a complete team last year, but they had a very weird September and losing most of their games. I think they're way more talented than people think, and now they have a very completed roster, especially with their additions. So I think they'll come out, and then I honestly, truthfully believe that if any year for the Mariners to make the playoffs, it's this year.
Let's go.
We've spent the money.
Let's go.
We've spent the money.
Wait, did you say something like that last year too?
And we've gotten all the free agents we wanted.
Last year was
in terms
the
of
weak year.
position.
This year
So
is the year where like everything's coming together.
it's gonna be in October. Hopefully they can clinch it on my birthday. So we'll see how it goes with that. But I think the Blue Jays and Mariners will make a push for the postseason. But I still think the Dodgers and gonna win the World Series.
Do the Dodgers? All right. Well,
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything else to say on that topic? Sports. All right. Well, with sports, let's move on. What? SOS. Okay. The last topic we're going to cover is NFL free agency, which is, a little more up my alley. Let's get started. There's been some major signings by a lot of teams. A lot of teams are making some moves.
Can we talk about this Chargers defense?
Yeah, but I don't know.
It's too early to tell.
On paper they look good, but also week
line's not
6
that
and
good.
but week 6 and week 10,
the secondary is
it's
good. The linebacker position is pretty good, except they just lost in Wazzu to the Seahawks today.
Who?
In Wazzu.
I don't know who that is.
In Uchenna in Wazzu, he's an outside linebacker.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not like a star, but he's pretty good.
I'm thinking
honestly, I haven't really been keeping up as much. I don't have an excuse why. I just kind of haven't been.
Yeah, but I'll let the Seattle residents talk about free agency first. Get it out of the way, guys.
I was gonna say first, the Chargers defense on paper they look good, but by week 6 and week 10, I feel like they're just gonna be out on injuries. Like Khalil Mack is gonna be out by week 10 or something.
But wait a second, put that on paper.
Now moving on to the most depressing thing of the year. Russell Wilson getting traded.
Drew Lock season.
And Bobby Wagner losing both the two best players in franchise history on the same day. It's kind of a tough look. Steve Largent punching it right now. Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner are better than Steve Largent. But it's tough to see. Truthfully, Gunnar, I'm sure you have some more words too.
Yeah, it's just you lose your two franchise players that have been a part of your whole childhood as a Seattle sports fan. I mean, both of us are definitely feeling that pain. I know I just actually came home for spring break and my Russell Wilson poster was on my wall and it's been there for 11 years now. And I finally took it down. I just, until he retires, I'm not hanging that thing back up. I just believe he's a Bronco. And
I've got, where is it? Mine right over there. Also a couple hats there, but yeah, it's March 8th is the day that Seahawks fans should remember.
Go down.
Yeah. That's gonna go down in infamy.
And
I just can't believe that they took they chose a 70-year-old Pete Carroll over the best quarterback they will ever see in the franchise.
Yeah, I think it was time to move on. Well, as a Seahawks fan, as an honest Seahawks fan, Russell Wilson was not going to win with this team. I mean, as long as we wanted him around here, they weren't going to win, and we just kind of need to rebuild something, which honestly, I kind of like and Monty, you put that, but remember, Russell Wilson has owned the 49ers for, his whole career.
Well, that's why.
I'll take that. I'll take the hit. I'll take the hit, but, just remember, who's your daddy?
Yeah, so
you are gonna.
I mean, the nice thing about this, though, with the Seahawks is that they are building towards the future. They have a lot of draft picks. They have a good, young core with, Jamal Adams, Jordan Brooks, and DK Metcalf. We have 3 superstars. We just don't really have or Jordan Brooks, I wouldn't say he's a superstar yet, but he's going to be there. but we just need to like do well in the draft. I say, or like
Yeah.
the Seahawks, they always like take an unknown in the draft, which I hope isn't the case. If we have these picks, like take somebody who actually like is shown on tape to be good, not just like a random person in the draft. But that's just my take on that.
Well, let's talk about some of the other major deals. We had the quarterback race. You know, Deshaun Watson is finally available. He has all the charges dropped. You had
all the legal charges.
Yeah, we don't know if he's innocent or not.
We don't know about civil. We don't know about anything, and it's very likely that the league still imposes a suspension on him, like they did with Big Ben and with Zeke.
Yeah,
who are also no criminal charges were put up against them, but they were still suspended 6 weeks, I think.
Yeah. Wentz went to the Commanders. We had the Raiders are making moves. The Jaguars are building an offensive air game, but I don't see them building
a B team offense.
Yeah, but they're building an offense, but they're not.
They spent $21 million a year on a receiver who has never had a 1,000-yard season. Like Christian Kirk should not be the third highest paid receiver in the league right now.
They're building a scout team. That's what they're doing.
You have to understand. Just one thing I'm going to add really quickly is that the Jaguars are trying to give Trevor Lawrence weapons, and a lot of these receivers aren't going to go to the Jaguars. The Jaguars are only going to pay them, the minimum. They need to go all in for these receivers. Right. So, I mean, I get like how this is really funny that, Christian Kirk's getting all this money, but like, I know Christian Kirk would not he would rather return to Arizona for less money if he wasn't getting paid a high cut with the Jaguars.
Sure they want to give him weapons, but they're giving him like a dull hatchet.
Yeah. It's just, they want solid players.
See, no, like you could work with a budget offense. Look at the Patriots. They had a great defense, and Tom Brady had different receivers every year.
Give me Jamal Agnew.
The budget offense. The issue is, I don't understand why they're not building an offensive line around him. They have this franchise quarterback that they want to work with, but they're not building an offensive line. They haven't gone after one offensive lineman. What's another?
Abe Lucas, future Jaguar.
They also got to look at the draft. I mean, they might draft mostly O-linemen in the draft to give him that. I think they're just going out for big names right now because there's not that many big name O-linemen that are on the market for the Jaguars.
That's true. It's not a money wise. Not a big year for O-line or free agency and O-line.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they just got to look towards the draft, in my opinion. And then if they don't make any, then I'll start worrying about the Jags. But I really got to focus on their draft.
I think everybody should start worrying about the Jags. That's like a cursed franchise.
It's true.
The Jets are making moves too, man. I think the Jets are going to.
I think Robert Saleh is a coach that people want to play for now, it seems like.
Love Robert Saleh. I love Robert Saleh so much.
I think, so like I've said multiple times, the Broncos are one quarterback away, and they just got that quarterback. I seriously think they are a Super Bowl contender this year. I really do. They're one quarterback away. Their defense is pretty solid. Their offense was great. They just didn't have a quarterback. That was it. They had a run game.
Now both the Seahawks.
Hey, what are you talking about? They had Kendall Hinton.
The receiver.
It's just that their division's so tough that you can't it's hard to predict right now who's going to come out of that division on top because you got Kansas City, you got a rising LA team, and then you got a scrappy Las Vegas team. So I mean, there's a chance that all four of those teams go to the postseason.
I think the toughest division in football was AFC West in the last 10 years.
And then the Hawks fell off.
West is looking like the hardest division now.
That's true.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
It's fun. It's gonna be fun to watch.
It all changed just from Russell Wilson going from the NFC West to the AFC West, and that made it so the AFC West.
Well, some of the other acquisitions that were made. I think the AFC West is the best division of football at the moment right now.
Also, the best uniforms for combined teams.
Hey, talking about Tom Brady coming out of retirement.
Oh, right.
We totally didn't even talk about that.
We didn't even cover that. Tom Brady's back.
He's back 40 days, and then he said, "No, I don't want to be around my kids anymore."
Yeah, no, he went home.
He was just like, "I don't like my family as much as I thought I did."
Yeah, he said, "I'm okay kissing them on the lips in the off season, but."
One temper tantrum from his son. He was like, "Nope, I'm back. Where's my cleats?" He was done.
He said, "I went to Michigan. I don't know what math is."
Yeah. What?
What?
You know?
Go green. Go white.
Do you think? I mean, he did say he's going to stay on the Bucs, but do you think there's a chance he goes to another team?
No.
I think this is it. I think this is his last year.
The
Bucs aren't trading him, so no.
Yeah.
I think solely
because traded for Jack Mason.
Yeah, I think solely what it was that, I don't think he didn't end his career on the foot he wanted to, losing in the divisional round when they were favored to beat the Rams. It's just, it was tough for him to probably go out in that setting. And, I definitely do believe that there was some like disagreements between him and his wife, because I know his wife has wanted him to quit the NFL for a long time. So that probably like sparked in this offseason. And I bet you they probably agreed on one more season. That's
They don't even need the NFL money. She brings in so much money.
Well, yeah, I just think it's his love and passion.
They make more than him.
It's just his heart for the game.
It's his heart for the game, and he just wants to end it on his terms.
Yeah.
100%. Did you notice in his retirement speech or his retirement post, he didn't even talk about the Patriots?
Yeah. Well, he'd already kind of talked about them once.
That's
when he left them.
A lot of Patriot fans were mad about that, though. I remember seeing Instagram comments. They were ruthless. They're like, well, we didn't like you, and he brought you 6 Super Bowls. Calm down. He brought you 6 Super Bowls. What do you mean you didn't care about him too?
Well, we can end it with that topic. I think that was a good topic to end on. But I will say we do have a few birthdays. All right.
Do we?
And I say a few because I don't know what day this is going to come out, because we are on break. I may not have the drive to get this out tomorrow or the day after. So let's start with March 18th. We have Adam Levine, Maroon 5. Queen Latifah. Who else do we got? Nobody else. All right, that day does not matter. March 19th. We have Bruce Willis. Talking about Bruce Willis earlier.
Hey, we have the ref from the game.
Yeah, Bruce Willis. Who else? Young Gravy. There we go.
Young Gravy.
My stepdad.
You're just browsing for famous birthdays right now.
Clayton Kershaw's birthday. There's our sports birthday. What?
I said I don't like Clayton Kershaw.
Oh. Well, it's his, so you could like him today. And then I'm gonna say March 20th. Let's go to March 20th. Is there anybody that we know on March 20th? Anybody that's
not at the top of my head?
I can't think.
My sister. My sister.
Oh, it's your sister's birthday?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Hunter's sister.
What does she look like?
Sister Snyder on top.
Monty. Oh, Lee as well.
Also, it's my dog's birthday.
Your dog's birthday.
Let's go.
Dog's birthday too. We'll say that.
Wait, can you send a picture of your sister in the chat?
No.
Okay. All right.
Oh, hey, shout out Trevor Junt, by the way.
Oh yeah, Trevor joined us through Spirit.
Trevor is here.
As Hunter plays Smash, Matti goes back to cleaning his room, and Gunnar break. I'm gonna sign off for us. Have a good break, Cougs.
Can I say one more thing?
What? What's up?
I wanted to say Purim Sameach. Good Purim. Happy Purim. I hope you all do what you want to do and dress up because it's basically Jewish Halloween.
Okay, there we go. Learn something.
Well, I guess we'll end on that,
Mazel tov.
Here we go.
Mazel tov. Yashikoach. Actually, it's the one holiday that God commands the Jews to get drunk. So go do that if you're of age. Actually, no, that's true. That's true.
We should wrap up the show, guys. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Wazzu Sports Network, on Twitter on Wazzu Sports Net, and follow us on YouTube at Cable 8 Productions. So with that, go Cougs.
Go Russell Cougs. Wilson, I miss you.
See you on the next.